What is a historian doing talking about the resurrection? I mean, surely the resurrection, that's a faith thing. You either believe it or you don't. When it comes to history, it either happened or it didn't. So square that circle for us. Why is a historian interested in a religious story?
Well, because, I wanted to know what happened in the past. Now, to be fair here, historians aren't even in agreement on what it is historians do. But I'm going with a basic thought about history, that history is one reconstructing, trying to reconstruct what happened in the past. That's not to say that we can know everything exhaustively or everything exactly as it occurred, or why it occurred, or who was behind it. But it is to say we're trying to understand what happened in the past. And that applies not only to Jesus, it applies to every historical person and event. So we, as historians, we're removed from the past. We're removed from, say, Caesar's crossing the Rubicon. None of the eyewitnesses are alive. All we have are artifacts and documents that report what happened. And so that's all we have to go with. And so we look at those things and we try to figure out, is this mostly true, mostly false, totally true, or totally false, and understand why the historian's writing this, and why it's important to us. So what interested me and why I got involved in this is because, Christianity stands or falls on the resurrection of Jesus. While he's on earth, he made some really radical claims. He claimed to be God's uniquely divine son. He performed deeds that astonished crowds and that both he and his followers regarded as divine miracles and exorcisms. He claimed that God had chosen him to usher in his kingdom. He claimed that our eternal destiny was contingent on what we did with him and his message. So if Jesus, when they asked him, how do we know you are who you say you are? Give us a sign, which I think is a reasonable request. He said, I'll give you one sign, my resurrection. So if Jesus did not rise from the dead, he's a false prophet, a failed Messiah, and we should not follow him. But if he did rise from the dead, he did so in confirmation of his personal radical claim. So that's what got me interested in it. I already believed Jesus rose from the dead, but I was wondering, if we were to investigate it as a historian, what kind of conclusion could we really come to? And as I studied it, I recognized I had my own biases of what I wanted to do, and that really threatened the integrity of my investigation. So I really worked toward minimizing those biases so that I could, proceed with the integrity of the investigation. I could live with the conclusion that we can't prove as a historian that Jesus rose from the dead, so long as the evidence didn't point away from it. But if the evidence pointed away from it into something else, I would have had to give up my faith.